During my search for cold cases, I oftentimes stumble onto random unsolved mysteries in the newspaper archives. Tonight, I am sharing another batch of these stories. These are 7 unsolved Halloween pranks that resulted in tragedy. In my ongoing pursuit of finding lesser-known unsolved cold cases, I frequently use the newspaper archives as one of my research tools. Oftentimes I come across articles that, due to a lack of information, I save for later use. Several years ago I began compiling these cases into categories and sharing them here. Today I am sharing 7 stories of unsolved Halloween pranks that resulted in tragedy. Story 1. On October 31, 1969, 25-year-old Myron Paranoic was traveling alone along a secluded section of highway in rural Canada. The dense patches of fog that evening made for limited visibility, and unfortunately, by the time a large tree that was laying across the roadway came into view, it was too late. Myron's vehicle struck the tree at full speed. The tree had fallen at eye level, across the roadway, resting on an incline on either side of the road. According to police, it had made a convertible out of Myron's car, nearly decapitating him. Sadly, he did not survive the accident. Evidence at the scene indicated the tree had been felled using a chainsaw. Police discovered a fresh wedge of trunk had been removed, causing it to fall in the direction of the highway. Less than 10 miles away, on the same road, police discovered a second tree lying across the roadway. It too had a small wedge removed. A matching set of shoe prints and tire tracks showed the same person had been responsible for both incidents. Unfortunately, despite a lengthy investigation, the person responsible was never identified. Story 2. On Halloween night, 1939, Angus McMillan, a 46-year-old life insurance salesman, had returned to his hometown of Kelowna to celebrate the holiday with loved ones. After a visit with his brother, Daniel, Angus left. However, the following morning, Daniel discovered his brother's car still running in the driveway. Upon closer inspection, he found Angus slumped over the steering wheel. Tragically, he was pronounced deceased upon arrival at the hospital. A subsequent investigation revealed a partially eaten apple, deliberately lodged in the vehicle's already faulty tailpipe, had caused a lethal accumulation of carbon monoxide gas within the vehicle. The person responsible was never found. Story 3. On October 31, 1945, a Halloween prank in Russellville, Indiana, had devastating consequences. Romulus Boyd, a respected 82-year-old former high school principal and bank president, was well known for his fear of fire. He had oftentimes expressed this fear to his former students, neighbors, and fellow employees at the bank. A group of local youths, capitalizing on this vulnerability, set a pile of leaves ablaze on Romulus' front porch using kerosene. When he opened his door to investigate the disturbance, the shock and terror of the flames triggered a massive sudden heart attack. Sadly, Romulus was pronounced deceased at the scene. The group responsible were never found. Story 4. Warning: this story contains details of animal cruelty. Reader beware. On November 1, 1996, El Paso, Texas resident Sam Ponder awoke to discover his Halloween display had been gruesomely vandalized. The vandals had replaced the jack-o'-lantern, used as a dummy's head, with a real severed horse's head. The person/s responsible was never found. Story 5. On October 29, 1956, a Halloween prank in Mt. Prospect, Illinois, nearly caused a man to go blind. Neil Bowler, a seasoned semi-truck driver, was the unfortunate victim of said prank. That night, as he navigated the dark roads, a group of pranksters, traveling at high speed in the opposite direction, hurled a large pumpkin directly at his vehicle. The force of the impact shattered the windshield, sending a shower of glass into the cab. Miraculously, Neil managed to bring his truck to a safe stop. However, over 50 pieces of glass had to be extracted from his eyes and face. Thankfully, doctors were able to save his eyesight, and Neil made a full recovery. The individuals responsible were never identified. Story 6. On the morning of November 1, 1952, Herbert Buchholz and his 2 children, 3-year-old Wayne and 6-year-old Pamela, were involved in a major traffic accident as a result of a Halloween prank. Tragically, both children died, Pamela at the scene of the accident, and Wayne just days later in the hospital. An investigation revealed a pair of stop signs were removed from a busy Wisconsin intersection on Halloween night, leading to the fatal car accident that had claimed the children's lives. Unfortunately, no arrests were ever made. Story 7. On November 1, 1934, a passerby stumbled upon the nude body of a man in an empty Virginia parking lot. The victim was later identified as John Rainey, a WW1 veteran who had passed away a month prior. A chilling investigation revealed that John's body had been exhumed from a nearby cemetery as part of a Halloween prank. The perpetrators had desecrated his grave, then partially undressed his corpse, before dragging John's body a quarter-mile to the parking lot, leaving behind a trail of tattered clothes and human debris in the process.